What up, though? Welcome to the Freegame Producer Podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm Brian Andre, and we got a very, very, very dope episode today, Willpower, man.
Yeah.
We got Nard B.
Nard and B.
You know what I'm saying? One of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had an episode, I think in 2017, when Culture came out, and I remember, I think I told this during the interview, but like, they did that T-shirt record, man.
Yeah.
And they had to double back and go back in their catalog, man. And I've been a big fan of theirs ever since then, man. They got dope placements, man. Grammy Nominated, man. Like, just a great set of producers, man.
Yeah, man. What's really cool about it, man, you know, in the interview, we talk about our little backstory. You know what I'm saying? I know these guys. I came up with them. We all kind of came into the game together. Super dope interview, man. And the game they gave was crazy. Like, you know, I can't wait for the people to hear what they got to say about this.
For sure, man. And they on Airbit as well.
Yeah,
you know
no doubt.
Saying?
Yeah, man. So, what's been up with you, man?
Working, man.
Yeah.
You know, working, man. Like I said before, man. You know, it's not easy out here, and I'm learning that. You know, because I'm always on the marketing side, but when you actually have an artist that you're responsible for,
right,
it's a different monster.
Well, so everybody that knows B, man, know that he had an accident a few months ago, man. And cracked up his whole goddamn mouth and shit.
Oh yeah, I can smile.
I see you back,
bro. I can
smile
What's a little bit better
now,
man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I had an accident, man. My tooth was cracked, and it was two teeth cracked, and they were loose, man.
Yeah.
But,
stop
playing. Thank God for
more like stop drinking.
Right. Thank God for insurance, man. You know what I'm saying? And my dentist was able to, you know, come up with a plan, man. And she hooked it up, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you back at 100%. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Shit, man. You starting to slim down too, man. What's going on with that? You back in the gym?
I'm running every day, man. 5 miles minimum. And if I have time, like I'll go do some elliptical later in the day.
That's crazy. You need to join me on the Nike Run app, bro. Because I've been doing 3 miles a day. Every now and then 4.
Okay.
1 day a week I did 7. So I'm out here.
Nice.
I mean, it's painful. I got old feet and old ankles.
Oh, trust me, I know, man. I know. I got a Fitbit, so that's what kind of helped me. Like I like track.
I got them fat motherfucking problems. You know what I'm saying?
Face ass boy.
I'm finna start hanging out with Brian because he over here looking all Slim Jim and shit. You know what I'm talking about? This is crazy.
I'm working on it, man. I got the Fitbit, man. I have to. The biggest thing is me having to put him in the app my food.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stay at a certain number of calories or less.
That's definitely how you're going to do it. Like, you know, working out is cool. A lot of people don't realize, especially people like my size, and I ain't going to like insult you like that, but you still kind of a big boy. So, you know what I'm saying?
I am a big boy.
So, like, even to just be able to eat right and then to just take good walks is really a good look. You know what I'm saying? But it starts in the kitchen, bro. Like, I was doing really good. The Ryan and Brian brothers had me on, like, I was doing keto, man, a few months ago. And I've never lost that much weight. I've never felt that good and never.
I be hungry on keto, man.
I killed it, though. I was killing it.
I be hungry like an hour later, man.
Bro, I was killing it, dog. I had no willpower.
Face ass boy.
Yo. So yeah, but anyway, man, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm truly focused.
One of these days, man, we've been homies for years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
We did a podcast for over 3 years. I've never asked you about your name, Willpower, ever. And I always be wanting to ask you. I never have. One of these days, we're going to talk about that.
One day. I might tell your ass what it is, too. Yeah.
I always wanted to know about that.
That's dope. Man,
Yeah,
so
man.
I did some cool shit this week, man. I went to the Crit concert.
Oh, shout out to Big Crit,
That shit was
man.
fire. Super fire. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
A lot of people came out.
I saw they
man.
gave him, the Hawks gave him a jersey.
Yeah, man. He's actually about to, according to the show and what he announced at the show, he's going to actually perform at the Hawks game.
Nice.
I just think it's dope, man, to see the homie come up like that, man. You know, got a lot of good things going on, a lot of respect in the city. Like,
For sure.
the show was dope, man. There's probably a good 3,000 people out there, man. It was really interesting to see,
good.
man. The Roxy, Coca-Cola Roxy at the Battery was pretty dope. Yeah. I'm impressed, man, because, like, you know how in Atlanta it's like it's either the Tabernacle or it's like some bullshit. It's like
Center
it
stage.
starts out like Smith's Old Bar, then it goes up to like, you know,
Center stage.
Then it goes to the Tabernacle, and then it's like what after that?
Buckhead Theater.
Face ass
Maybe
boy.
Buckhead Theater. If you like, you gotta kind of down there have a
Corporate
I don't know,
sponsor.
Yeah,
Like
some
that,
bullshit for that. But this new venue, this Coca-Cola Roxy shit, bro, it's like right up the middle of it all.
I gotta check that out.
Indoors, there's bars on every side of that shit. It's crazy, bro. I had a good time,
Talking
man.
my language now. You
Come on, man.
understand
I
me?
mean, it was literally bars at every corner of that shit, bro. Serving good drinks too for the Lowski.
For the Lowski.
Lowski.
You understand me?
Man, but yeah, so yeah, let's get right into it, man. The homie.
Yep.
You know,
Nard B in the place. You know what I'm saying? Multi-platinum, Grammy nominated. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. Airbit Freegame Podcast.
There
What up, though? Welcome to the Airbit Freegame Producer Podcast. I'm Brian Ombre, and I got the homeboy, the super producer, the multi-platinum producer, Will Power in the building. What up, homeboy?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
We've got some very special guests, some guests that I've been wanting on the show for a while. I think we've talked about them back when Migos dropped Culture, the first Culture album, and we were talking about my favorite song on that album, T-Shirt, and you said, "Oh, Nard B, them the homies. I know them." I said, "We gotta get them on the show."
Yes, sir.
So here we are, man. We got these dope producers, man, out of Atlanta, man. Grammy nominated, multi-platinum, produced for T.I., Future, NBA Youngboy, Jacquees, Kevin Gates. The list goes on and on. We got Nard B in the building. What up? How y'all doing, man?
Yeah.
Bros, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all, man.
This is dope to me, man.
For sure.
So, I'm gonna start this off today, man. So, like, real quick, man. Congrats on all the success.
Appreciate it.
What's crazy to me is I met y'all boys like 12 years ago, maybe 10, maybe 12 years ago.
About right.
Yeah.
We all used to kind of work at Grand Hustle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When everybody was first getting started, you know what I'm saying? Fresh out of school, green as hell.
You know
Yeah.
it.
You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy to me is, you know, everybody had their own grind. You know, it was y'all. Of course, I was there. I remember Beat Billionaire being there.
Mhm.
Like, just like a lot of the little homies that just turned out to be, like, out here.
Yeah.
And I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to first say, you know, congrats, bro. Because, like, when I look at y'all's discography and I look at y'all's friendship and what it's become since then, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that none of us know what was going to happen then, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
I just want to, you know, say, you know, congrats. It's dope, bro.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
Amazing
Welcome
love.
to the Freegame Producer
Man, thanks for
Podcast,
having
man.
us. We overdue.
Ooh.
So Nard B, you all met, I believe, in engineering school.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Here in Atlanta. See, you're from Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool. So, how did you all decide to be producers together?
I'm from the north side.
Okay.
And he from the south side.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so we end up going to engineering school, our music production school together called Omnitech Institute.
Yeah.
And like I was telling them, we was kind of in the right place at the right time because we both was, you know, fresh out of high school trying to find our way. And we both was pretty much, you know, I can just say this, we was both the dopest producers at the school at the time.
I got to second that.
You dig?
Yeah.
Word,
So,
word.
you know, the best had to link up. That's really what happened, man, you know.
So, like, was it like a and you know, when you're in a school environments, was it one of those situations where, like, you just knew this other dude in this other class was dope, or like, he, you know, when y'all would play music back, it'd be like, oh, bruh, fire.
Yeah, because he was in another class.
But you know what's crazy? The school was new, right?
Yeah.
And they had a new like we was in the new audio engineering program that they was launching.
Yeah.
So they was doing like radio spots and commercials to promote that program. So
Wow.
what we would do is we'd come together and work on the commercials.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So they'd be like, oh yeah, they'll pull him from this class and me from this class, and we'll collaborate on, you know, on commercials for the school.
That's crazy.
So that was like really our first time really like collabing and just seeing what the chemistry was.
That's dope. That's really dope. How did that, like, lead y'all into, like, Grand Hustle where I met you? Because I think was that y'all's first gig, like first official, like, industry type of gig?
Well, kinda, sorta.
Okay.
You know, both of us had, like we were saying, we both been producing before we went to the school. So, you know, we've been dibbling, dabbling here and there, you know, all through high school and all that. But Grand Hustle, as far as having a paid gig,
Yeah.
being able to say, I want to quit this job I'm at.
Incredible gig.
Right.
Yeah.
That was, you know, around like maybe 2007.
Yeah.
You know, and what ended up happening was one of the teachers at the school, Dale Ramsey, he was great engineer, like one of the greatest engineers out here.
Yeah.
And he was mixing the PSC album. This was during the time when they had
Like Country Can.
yeah. So he was working on their album, you know, just like everybody else, he working out his basement.
Yeah.
So the CEO, Jason Jeter, he went over to his house, you know what I'm saying, to check out the mixes and all that, and he saw me over there and was like, hey, can he come, help Tip out when he, need to record? And so I end up going over to Tip house every day, every night for about 12 hours, getting home 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It literally got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go get breakfast when I leave, because I was up that, that early every night. So it was a grind. And I always told B, I was like, man, when I get everything together, bro, I swear I'm coming back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause he would still be working up there at the, the school studio.
Yeah.
But like the way they was doing it was kind of like, it was the beginning of, what's the word? Investing in their students.
Right.
So they was like, anything you do up here,
The finesse.
The finesse.
it's our music.
It's belong to
So right when I got my first check from Grand Hustle from doing engineering for Tip, we went and got a studio, and I'm talking about we just went crazy from there.
Yeah, dog. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Y'all did go crazy. That's what's up. I think that's dope, man. I think it says a lot about y'all's friendship, man. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of cats. So many opportunities get missed because cats get into a really selfish place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But once you get to doing music, especially as long as we have, it's like you realize that collaborating is really where it's at anyway.
It's everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I got a great idea. Yeah, it's this, that, and the third. But you know what? It's so much better when I let another fresh mind come in and give, and contribute to something great. It just makes it even greater. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people don't realize that like songs are made with several people.
Right.
Yeah.
Very few songs are just one person doing everything from A to Z.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So that's crazy, man. It's a really dope story.
So as being an engineer at Grand Hustle, how did it transition to production? Because I know, coming out of school, being an engineer, they kind of encourage you, don't try to, give them your beats, just kind of record. So how did that whole thing, or was it like that over there? Like, how did that happen?
Man, look, this is Nard talking, by the way. I don't sugarcoat shit.
Right.
Bruh, them folks was like, you're an engineer. That's what you're going to do. You're an engineer.
Yeah.
When you come here, you're an engineer. I'm talking about I used to try to go up there before we have sessions and try to work on beats. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Hours before, and they'd be like, what are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be working on beats. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, listen, I witnessed it. So I used to come up there. I was during this time, during this era, I was kind of like behind the camera. I was still trying to find my way to get in the studios. I'm from South Carolina, so I didn't have like a connect in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like I just had to pick up shit and figure out how to get in the rooms and shit. So I used to pull up the Grand Hustle all the time filming. There's a couple artists up there that I was, just kind of documenting shit for and everything. I used to come to the studio, but my homie was Nard though. Like I didn't really connect with nobody else. It's like every time I would come up there, little homie would at least kick it with me. So,
right.
But they was on his ass. I used to be like, ooh, I was like, I don't want that nigga job, bro. So like they would be like just really riding him, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I said bounce the hook. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you ever like get your beats across? Like,
That's interesting,
Patience.
bro.
I mean, shout out to Big Country. He believed in us. He was the one that gave us our name, Nard B. And he
Nice.
Yeah.
he
That's
was the
dope.
one that,
I didn't realize that. That's dope.
Yeah, he said, man, I'm call y'all Nard B. We was like, huh?
Yeah,
He was like,
yeah.
like R&B. I'm like, oh,
We're
Lord.
like, we guess it makes sense. And then BG, what really did it was BG peeked out the B room, was like, yeah, that sound good.
BG was
It was
there,
over
man.
there. It was
I
over there.
forgot BG was over there around
Right.
that time. That's
Hot
crazy.
Hot second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
free
That's
BG,
dope.
man.
Yeah, free
man,
BG,
free bit,
man.
bro.
That's so dope. Yeah, that's crazy, man. It was, that's what I did like that part about Grand Hustle when we first started was it was a lot of big bros in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
yeah.
they wasn't on no. Couple of them cats was just real niggas, just on some like, yo,
Yeah.
Right.
we gonna haze your ass, but we got love for you.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Shout out to them homies for that shit, man.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about the transition, man. Like once once the Grand Hustle era kind of ended, and then like the Nard B era began. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that? Like, what was that like, and when did that sense of freedom kind of come in place? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That came, I got to say, that came when we really started locking in with Future. Yeah, our time with Future shined like a huge light on us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
Future, you know, even with all the time we spent at Grand Hustle, that was like really our molding phase as far as producing.
Yeah.
But when we got with Future was so, you know, he was so new himself.
Yeah.
And so open, and he was such a raw sound himself at the time that was one of the few times that we got to come to the studio and he like, just bring y'all equipment.
Just
cook up from scratch.
Come on, man.
That's why if people go on YouTube now, they find the cook-ups of us making records like Feeling I Get.
Yeah.
You know, and different things like that on spot. So
yeah,
that was like our first time really like.
I think that's what's really special about it, man. You know, very few of us as producers got a chance to actually be a part of the creation of an artist and their sound, and just, you know, creating a vision for an artist.
Exactly.
Like for y'all, literally, man, you know, were a part of the beginning of one of Atlanta's biggest artists. Like he'll go down in history as one of Atlanta's greatest.
We think so.
You understand what I'm saying? I know y'all know this. So it's just like, you know, when they name people, you know, it's a list of them and he's on the list.
Oh yeah.
It's like a good 10 or 12 of them and he on the list.
Right.
Like, what gave you the, like, you know, at that time, I know you probably didn't know it was going to do what it did. You know what I'm saying? But were y'all just excited? Because, I mean, it's like this. So you go from a situation where you got an artist as grand as like a T.I. and you got your Dros and all these people who are really, really big, but then you got Future who's like, at this particular time, it's just a buzz name. It's just like, were y'all excited about that? Was that, or was it just like, yo, this is our chance to brand what we doing?
One thing about us during this duration of our career, we really have been trying to find talent. You know what I'm saying? We are like, I don't want to call it studio rats.
Yeah.
You know, but man, we just love the studio. We love the process, you know what I'm saying? And every artist that we've ever dealt with, we've tried to find something special about them in the studio that kind of, you know, separated them from the rest of the people that we ever work with. And Future, you know, when we started working with him, he really showed us how an artist is supposed to act. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we done all been around big name artists, but he was there like, all right, this is how y'all supposed to be. This is how y'all supposed to be producers, and this is how it's supposed to be an artist. It wasn't like he was saying it, but that was just the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Like he basically played his position.
Yeah, and that was able to propel us as far as our career, as far as being producers, because of him putting us in that position.
So it's kind of like it went from you normally just kind of making beats, to like now you guys you have the range now.
Because we always wanted that. You know, we always wanted that, and we feel like that's what a real producer should want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should want to be able to know exactly from the time the song starts as a kick to its, you know what I'm saying, you press and play on it to later, you know what I'm saying, A&R hear it. Like, you want to have that whole process in your mind like I was there. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
I was a part of that. So that was really our big thing. Every artist we ever worked with, we was just like, man, is this an artist?
Well, for our listeners, could y'all like just kind of name a couple of the records y'all did with Future? Because like our listeners are,
man, I need to pull that up.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our listeners are producers who are looking to people like you who made an impact. You know what I'm saying? It's not really that important to me what songs it was. I just thought maybe I knew them right off the top.
I mean, we got favorite songs. Like
Throwaway, T-shirt, Straight Up, You Deserve It.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs is You Deserve It.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite songs is
That's B, like B over there like having flashbacks. He going, oh.
My name hold weight.
Name
you know what I'm
Hold
saying?
Weight.
Like
That's
songs
dope.
like that. Name hold weight.
Future actually had our first T-shirt.
Blast off.
Wow.
Yeah.
On
And that's
Ice.
what's crazy. Like, people don't even know that it worked out like that. Like, we did a song on Future's album.
On Honest.
On one of his first album. The number 2 song was T-shirt. We did a song on the Migos album. The number 2 song, T-shirt.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Like, that's crazy that both of those songs were named exactly the same song.
That's
and
crazy.
They were both number 2.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's crazy, dog.
That's wild.
That's destiny. That's what that is.
Yeah. We're
man.
gonna go with that.
Y'all need to just instead of getting plaques, just go and plaque up some T-shirts.
Yeah, and
That's fine.
Migos T-shirt was a top 40 hit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
That
that's
was a
crazy.
blessing.
And a lot of people, that was their jam.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's love. We appreciate
It came
that.
out.
Yeah.
How was that? How was it working with the Migos with that song?
For that song, that's what's crazy is right. That was one of the ones we just sent off, but that was one of the beats Nard took a chance on. Like we sent them a pack. You like okay. After a while, you like okay. I know what beats they gonna choose. But then you like, oh, maybe they want to try something different. So Nard just threw that in the pack.
Yeah,
And I think we only had that beat because we got our hands on some new sounds that day.
Yeah.
So we was just testing the sounds out along
That's
with our
dope.
homeboy XL.
Yeah.
And that's why the beat was just so wild and just different.
Yeah.
So we just threw it in the pack. It was like, why not?
That's crazy, man.
That might be my favorite Migos song. I like the Migos. It might be my favorite song.
Yeah.
we
That's
appreciate
crazy,
that.
man.
That's a dope
That's
record.
major.
Yeah.
And we were talking. I like to talk about particular moments, in your career. And we were talking off camera about the T.I. record, All the Above, and I'm sorry, the Maino record.
Right.
You all had production credit on that.
Yeah.
So what was your involvement with it? Because that's pretty dope. Because everybody think of JustBlaze, obviously, right?
Man,
But
shout out to JustBlaze. He definitely took it to where it needed to go.
Yeah, he's a real one too.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Because that was definitely like very beginning of our career.
That's even crazy too. Cause we're gonna keep going on this, man. But like 2 cats out of ATL, you know what I'm saying? North and South ATL, working with
right.
one of the greatest producers of all time. Like
what we
that's
saying.
crazy to
Shout
me,
out
dog.
to Just. Like he
Shout
took
out
a
to
chance
Just
on us.
Blaze, man.
We had no credibility.
Yeah.
But I had no idea you all produced on it until I researched yesterday for this.
Right,
I'm like, oh really? So I got to ask about this one. So
What's crazy is actually we made the beat and we did it. It was actually we made the beat and we another Greenhouse artist who was also a writer there did a hook to it. And Maino recorded to that. And then he went back to New York and was playing some of the songs for the album, and that was currently gonna go on the album as is.
Okay.
From what he did in Atlanta.
Okay.
But Just heard that and he heard where it could go.
Yeah, and took it there.
Right. So he called us, personally,
Damn.
and he got the stems. We sent him the stems, and then he juiced it up. He actually wrote the hook, had T-Pain re-sing the hook.
Wow.
Like real producer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I said we just honored to even be like
Yeah.
a part of that.
That's one of them
process.
moments, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that developed.
Dope.
You
Never
know?
knew that.
That's
I'm a
super
nerd. I love when I get the stories like this. It's
I
pretty
told
dope.
y'all his ass was a nerd.
You
Did I
didn't
told
say
y'all
that.
niggas?
Look, we appreciate that means you know the right question.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So yeah, man. So like, T-shirt going top 40. That was the album that kind of got the Grammy nomination, right? Or was something like that?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we was already Grammy nominated before that.
Which
For
one?
the stuff
Which
we
one?
did on T.I. album.
That's
like we
crazy.
did. I don't know if y'all remember on his
On Paper
Paper
Trail.
Trail album, we did a song with B.O.B. and Ludacris called "On Top of the World."
yeah. I didn't know y'all did that shit.
That's because they hated on us. We was trying to be ahead of the game when it comes
Right.
to the production tag things that everybody online who follows online hear us preach all the time the importance of production tags.
Yeah.
We tried to do production tags in 2000 and what was that? When
They
the
wouldn't
Paper Trail
let
came out,
y'all do it.
2008.
Yeah, that was like 9/11, something like that.
It was going to like
2009,
final mix and mastering.
They pulled it off.
They called and personally asked that we remove that.
Wow.
Yeah, we wouldn't and that's one of them situations we was just green and happy
You
to
like,
be a
nah,
part
don't
of
worry
it.
about it.
new.
We good. We
yeah,
good.
it's fine. We
The
made
check
the project.
cleared.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
Exactly. So we ain't put up a fight. The fight began shortly after though.
Yeah, well, I imagine that because it's like, as producers, man, part of the whole tag game came from cats just not getting no credit. It's like,
Right.
what we talking about, man?
And like what we were saying off air too about them doing away with them booklets.
The booklets are gone,
You ain't
bro.
got no booklets. You ain't got no credit.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the little, like lately, like Spotify, and they've been doing they've
seen
been
that.
trying
That's
to do a
love.
better job at getting. I think I appreciate it, but at the same time, it's still something a person would have to want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you listening to your favorite record, you're not, like
Interested
savvy
in that.
or
Right,
interested, you ain't even check for all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to that, man. I also wanted to kind of point out, man, because I follow you online, man. Y'all got the Trenchwerk brand,
Right.
which I want to get into in a minute as well. But something I really like about y'all is you guys are openly sharing information with people.
Yeah.
A lot of times, man, I've sat and watched you make beats online and just be like, bruh, just giving her a game, like all the way.
Yeah.
Like, and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because so many producers, you know how it go, man. Some of us are just like, I ain't gonna give you that.
Holding on
You
to
know,
self.
you ain't finna get all that information.
Right.
But I really appreciate it when cats are like open, and willing to let the world see what's going into the records. You know what I'm saying? Because it not only does it give them game, but it also gives people hope.
Yeah.
Right.
What got y'all to start doing that? Like, what is it? Was it part of like branding or marketing? Like, cause y'all, I already know y'all brilliant. I know y'all sit and think about it. Like, I can tell by the way y'all move,
Right.
that a lot of it is strategic. You know what I'm saying?
But to be honest with you though, the reason we do it is just for one, because we wish we had that coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's for one.
Yeah.
But we also, if people actually like take the time and actually go through the comments of that content,
Yeah.
what you'll end up doing yourself is what you'll see is a lot of other producers sharing tips and tricks that they do that I didn't even know.
Right.
So when we share information, we end up learning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a cycle of learning.
Give
Not
a
just
receipt.
for
And
us.
you
Right.
telling the truth, man, because I learned how to sidechain, man, off of some damn comments.
Exactly.
I never
See
knew
what
how
I'm
to.
saying?
I used to be like, man, how they make that pumping sound?
Right.
I went in somebody's comments, bro, broke the whole shit down. I was like,
See what I'm saying?
thanks, bro.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's fire, man. That's really dope.
Yeah.
What's so the producer world is growing. We were talking a little bit off camera as well. First off, y'all, we was kind of behind schedule today, so we had a long conversation before we got on here. So we keep referring to these dope conversations we was having before this, but we were talking about like the way the producer world is growing and how many sources a producer would what we have access to.
Right.
There's kits, there's content, there's actual production placements,
Yeah.
there's sync licensing, there's it's all kind of
So
shit,
many.
man. And we just talking about how if you're a producer and you're like not able to feed yourself off of this, it kind of leans towards lazy more than it does
Right.
not being like available to you.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that? Can you like talk to like
Well,
what
you know
that means?
It's like you was just saying. It's so many different avenues out now. That is in everybody's. I mean, it's so many artists. Like I know a lot of producers feel like it's a lot of competition, but it's a lot of artists.
Yeah.
That need content. There's a lot of YouTubers that need content.
Right.
There's a lot of TV shows that need content. There's a lot of commercials that need content. So I think the goal is to think outside the box and not to think linear when it comes to like placing your music or what your beats can do potentially.
Yeah.
Like when you finish a beat in whatever software you're using, don't just think I hope this goes to the right person.
Yeah.
You just need to start thinking I need this to perform in the best way possible.
As many places as possible.
Right.
Like what I like about y'all, man, y'all are multi-platinum, y'all Grammy nominated, y'all got all kind of great shit going on.
Man, appreciate it.
But you still got something as simple as an Airbit page.
You got to,
man.
What?
You got to.
That's crazy to me. And I like it. I think it's brilliant. I think that it speaks to all the young producers. It's like, I could speak in a place sitting here, across from y'all because I knew y'all before it took off.
Right.
So I knew what it was like when we was all looking crazy. Everybody ribs was touching. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nard was a little thinner. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have all them dreads and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, I think that it's because of that why the success is continuing to to carry on.
Absolutely.
I mean, they might not be, those pennies might not be as big as this, or they may be as big as this. I don't really know. I ain't asked y'all how well y'all doing over there.
All of it makes a
about.
difference, man.
It all makes a difference.
Yeah, every little
enough,
bit counts.
enough crumbs
Yeah.
that add up to a loaf.
Yeah.
That's dope,
You
bro.
got to remember, man. You
Free
gotta remember.
game.
And you know what? And the thing is, a lot of producers, even artists too, they tend to like put their ego into their content. So as far as like a producer won't let their be on this platform or
Right.
be on that platform.
I'm a little guilty of that. In my time, I've done that. But
It's understandable.
I'm like, nah, bro, no, not no more.
See it?
Listen, bro, I will mail order you a beat if
Right,
you need
right,
one.
right.
Yeah, it's like that. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
We just kind of always had this mindset of like, man, let them have it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when we made beats, we used to be like we need to be, you know what I'm saying, exclusive and this and that. But, you know, when you talking about branding yourself, how can you brand yourself without everybody knowing your brand?
Right.
So
Right.
at the end of the day, we had to just kind of sit back and, you know, strategize as far as how we could get our brand to the next level, you know what I'm saying, as far as Trenchwerk goes. And
Right.
that was one of the things.
That's funny because B looked it up today. It was like, yo, how much money being made on the internet?
Right.
And
right.
like, I think you found like a
it was
couple
like-
trillion, 3
Yeah.
It was
trillion.
like 2.8 trillion. I
Crazy.
believe.
Yeah.
Right. And so
you got to tap into that.
you
Yeah.
gotta tap in, and like no matter what, even if you find 15 streams of income for yourself, you still ain't even hit 1%
Yeah.
Exactly.
of that trillion.
But you're not hungry.
That's right. I want to hear about your particular streams of income in a second, but we got to take a quick break,
Quick break.
recharge, and we'll be right back.
There it is.
Airbit Freegame Podcast. Yeah.
Free gang.
This week's Beat Break is brought to you by Airbit producer Insane Beats. Airbit producer Insane Beats. Check him out on airbit.com. Crowman. Yeah, Freegame Podcast. Welcome back to the Airbit Free Game Podcast.
Yeah.
We here with Nard B, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, at Bandwidth Studios, you know, and we're just talking about having multiple streams of income as a producer, you know, and you guys are with Airbit, so that's one stream of income. Talk to us about like how you feel different streams of income should work for a producer.
Man, that's a good one.
I mean, you got to have multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
And when people say multiple streams of income, let me break it down for you, because when you consider yourself a successful producer, you know, you have to know that where my music going, how am I getting paid from my music being on MTV, or how am I getting paid from my music being performed at a festival, you know what I'm saying? Like those are multiple streams of income if you think of it in a producer light, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you gotta have, you know, we got an Airbit, but you gotta have knowledge as far as where you're getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you could be one of those producers that most of your money comes from TV.
That's right.
Most of your money might come from, you know, you doing somebody's YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a stream of income.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like it's kind of hard to tell people what they should shoot for.
Yeah.
As far as having a stream of income, but multiple is always gonna help you more.
Absolutely. But let me say this. Please don't rely on anybody in your circle, whether it's your manager, your lawyer, the label, anybody, to make sure that your music is first of all registered, living, and generating on those avenues.
Yeah.
Because you'll be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, I've done what I had to do, man. Like I've called my actual publisher before. Like, you know, start with the secretary. Like, hey, does anybody know what this doing? Well, sir, that's not my department. Go on, you know, send me over to the right department. Then I talk to 2 or 3 of them until I figure out who knows how to find out exactly what my music is doing.
See, and we got scarred so bad in that department that early on in our career we also took it upon ourselves. Like we've been doing our own admin for about 10 years.
Yeah. Really? So
Everything.
so y'all didn't take a pub deal or nothing like that?
We took a pub deal, but we don't wait on them.
I get it. Yeah, for sure.
these people are they're your support system.
Yeah.
They're your backup. Don't let them be your crutch.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great way to
Now,
look
for
at
some
it.
of our inexperienced new producers that are listening, don't know what you're talking about.
Right,
What do you
right.
mean by do your own admin?
But admin, as far as like, okay, so every artist, producer, songwriter needs to be with a PRO. That's a performance rights organization.
Yes, sir.
Examples of those would be BMI, ASCAP, CSAC.
Yes, sir.
They'll track your performance royalties. What we also did, in addition to just signing up and becoming members with for us as BMI, we also learned how to go in the dashboard and actually register our music ourselves. You know,
Okay.
So we make sure that we actually have physical copies of splits.
Oh, so you
Everything.
actually can keep up with all of your
Right,
so
right.
that's dope.
That's what you see. That's the initiative that you have to take in this industry, especially in, I hate to say, especially in rap.
Yeah.
You know, especially in rap, like you got to be kind of forward thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna do that
not
for
at all.
you.
I remember our lawyer told us that.
Yeah. You know, I luckily I had a really dope publisher one time, man. You know, I'm with BMG. So I had a guy that used to be like pretty high up in BMG.
Okay.
And he was just really cool at the point of telling me that, like, you have more control over your publishing than you think you do. Even
That's
though
big.
you've done, this like a co-pub deal type, normal shit that people do, you know what I'm saying? But he was always telling me that, like, you can, like, let's say you run into somebody that wants to put your music in a movie. You know, they would like you to think that you have to go through your publisher to get that kind of shit cleared. But, like, you can go make that deal for yourself and just tell your publisher what the play is.
Right.
And so when I learned that, I started doing shit like that. So it's like
So you
all of a sudden I'm catching the, little layups on shit that they would have overlooked or never even really approved because, you go with a major publisher, which is, sometimes a bigger guy. So they're already trying to get like the highest bidded number they can get.
Right.
And like they're going to play the game. And it's not necessarily bad because it's always good to have somebody trying to get you the highest number if they can.
Right.
But some of these situations ain't even on that shit. It's like, yo, we ain't even got that. We ain't close. You still want this though?
Right.
The big publisher will walk away from that.
Right.
Whereas I probably won't. I'm like, hey man, look,
do the opportunity.
you know what? I'm gonna do this. It ain't much, but I'm gonna take it. You know.
Right.
So I started doing. It's funny that you say that. I said that's a great game because, just speaking up for yourself and being able to look over your own numbers and being able to make some decisions for yourself is really like key.
Right. Leverage, man. You gotta understand that you got more leverage than they want you to believe.
Yeah.
You know,
That's dope.
Especially for the 16-year-olds to 17, 18-year-old artists and producers. Please believe you do.
One thing I wanted to kind of ask about y'all, because what I noticed about y'all is y'all are always consistent. You guys have been for the last 10 or 12 years, man. It's every year, man, y'all pull off something. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
You
I'm
always,
glad to hear that.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's work ethic, man. So like, if it's okay to give up game on this, like, what do you guys do, man, to like interest artists? Like, do you just send them beats? Do you try to create a relationship? Do you just text them back and forth on some like, I don't want nothing right now, I'm checking in type shit? How do y'all roll?
Here's a non-humble moment for you guys right now.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all just heard me. I said this is a non-humble moment for you guys. In terms of consistency, I don't think people know that this year it's November the 18th right now.
Facts.
We've had a placement every single month this year.
That's gangsta.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know how big that is to anybody else, but
that's
business
11,
wise,
fellas. I can see it's 11 of them things. You know what I'm saying?
so like I'm just gonna put that out there, and I'm just kind of saying that to say, that's what it's all about, consistency. Our way of being consistent might not be the same as everyone else's. One way we was consistent this year is we put out 5 independent artists ourselves. Not, this person is with this label. We put this music out ourselves.
Yeah.
And by us doing that, our music was on the same platform as Interscope and Atlantic and
Right.
Whoever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a placement for us, just like it was a placement if we would have gave our song to such and such A&R at Rockefeller. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Right. Understand that. Yeah, that's what people don't get.
that's real big, man.
Exactly.
That's real big. That's real big. And like when people they'll put out big words or general words like consistency and telling you you gotta be the blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, showing a person and telling people this is what I did.
That's right.
That's kind
That
of
stands
better.
for. You know what? And this is something else to speak to, man. You know, because you know what? A lot of us producers are guilty of chasing the check.
Right.
And so you thinking that because it's a major record label and because there's a $10,000, let's say a $10,000 check is attached to that for now, or maybe 20, whatever it is. We think that that's more important than doing something for this artist that nobody knows yet.
Not at all.
But that's the thing. It's like what I'm learning and what most producers should be trying to learn is that's another source of income.
Right.
So like no matter what, like right now, let's say you know, Future was y'all's new artist at some point.
Right.
You feel me? Now Future's one of the biggest rap artists in the world. You know what I'm saying? So imagine, like a lot of people don't know, but I know that them streaming numbers are still adding up from the first project.
And the thing about it, like, because like you said, we came at it from that aspect, like, you know, like we're together.
Yeah.
Like when it came to Future situation. Like how many we did, it was countless placements we did on Future mixtapes.
Yeah.
We didn't ask for
Nothing.
Not a dime.
It was a play.
Not a dime.
It was a play.
And only we started taking money from Future as far as placements when the label, he had a deal and the label had money that needed to be
when there was a budget in place.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. I get it.
You know, but that's another thing that I think producers really need to pay just dig a little deeper into as far as relationship or upfront money. Like
one of the things that we always talk about on this show is I'm a huge advocate for artist development, find an artist, build it up as a producer.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Be as involved as you can. You know, sometimes you can be fully responsible for something, but sometimes, you know, you're partnering on some shit to get some shit done. But the truth is, those are the most valuable projects to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in the business now, successfully a good 12 years, 13 years. And all 13 of them, I'm still attached to one of the first things I've ever done.
Right.
And I still get checks from it. Like, it's still like to this day. You know what I'm saying? And my kids are going to get them checks too. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's so great about the music industry.
That's what's dope about it. And so I'm glad that you guys are speaking to that because where you know, because a lot of times when we get people on the show, it's one or the other. Very few people are doing both. So we get people on the show, they popping it. They got every placement you could think of. Oh, you did that. Oh, you did that. Oh, you did that. You did that. But then there's nothing that they have actually like launched themselves.
Like a passion project.
Yeah,
at least
exactly.
one.
At least one, bro.
Yeah.
Like we had this amazing producer on here last week named Focus.
Right.
Focus is with Dr. Dre, bro.
Yeah.
And so the game he gave us was, you know, Dr. Dre is Dr. Dre because Dr. Dre made artists.
Right.
And so I look at that, you know, when I think about y'all and now that I know y'all's real story, because like I said, you know, I'm just a fan of the music. I didn't really know what kind of trenches y'all were in on some of this, you know, which I'm going to segue on the Trenchwerk in a few minutes. But I just think it's dope, man. So, yeah, it's crazy. So let's talk about that. What's up with Trenchwerk? What is this? Because, you know, Nard B is a brand. Obviously, Trenchwerk is a brand. Can you explain to us and our listeners what this is?
Man, it's kind of like, you know what? We wanted to definitely go with something as far as our production company, something that was like kind of just self-explanatory in the name. Like we felt that way. And we know a lot of producers just starting out, and even the ones that came up and came back down. Yeah, feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you getting it out the trenches.
You're getting it out the trenches.
Putting that work in the trenches. So we was like, why not go with Trenchwerk?
That's dope. So y'all's production company is Trenchwerk.
Right.
Nard B is the production duo.
Right.
It's crazy.
And we do have Trenchwerk Global as well. We have our own publishing company.
Look at this shit here, man. So talk to him, bro. That's crazy.
You know.
So you know, do you guys ever produce like separately? Is there any times where like it's just Nard or it's just B?
Yeah, even when we go to the studio, we work at our studio every week.
Yeah.
Even when we go, if he may start something And I may even notice that that he done kicked in the flow state.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So I'll just let him go. I won't cut in or
That's
nothing.
right.
And, you know, and at this point we just have this built-in producer courtesy that is just like, bro, you hear something?
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not gonna tell you I do, because you need to just go ahead and take it where it
Everybody
needs to go.
Take
you know
that
what I'm
thing to
saying?
the house, bro.
So so it's like whether we if we're bouncing ideas off each other or we just letting somebody just run it back.
I appreciate y'all, man. Like, y'all represent something that I think most producers need to, you know, to take in.
Appreciate that.
You know,
man.
like,
Appreciate
number one, bro, like, you know, 2 black men
Right.
out here in Atlanta,
Right.
made something happen, friends.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all took
Brothers.
y'all education, turned it into a real thing, bro.
Man,
And I'm a
appreciate
fan. I'm a fan.
That's love.
So,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for coming out here,
Man,
bro.
we appreciate y'all having
This is
us.
super dope, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
B, you got something else to say here, man? Because these boys, they just, you know what I'm saying? This shit been fire.
No, man. I mean, I guess, you know, if it's any type of game, because, you know, just you all want to give, or I guess, best advice, like, you know, because a lot of people listen to our show, and I kind of like, I don't want to say on the outside looking in, but they're like, you know, maybe have a 9-to-5 job and do this on the side, but they aspire to be doing this full time.
Yeah.
Right.
And our goal is we want to help them transition, you know, cross over to that full time, you know. So what is kind of like some, I guess, you know, some important things that you would just kind of give to up and coming producers?
One thing I would say is something called compound effort. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And that's just if you got a 9-to-5, if you know, and you can just do a melody today, you know, finish it the next day. You just got to keep compounding, because that effort will compound and get you to where it is you're trying to go.
Bro, that's some serious ass free game, bro.
Free game.
I appreciate it. That's dope.
Hopefully y'all got that.
Yeah, I just want to embellish off of that, and, you know, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to help you more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, being able to know in your mind that you have a goal you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and get to it, because, you know, coming up, that's one of the hardest things. You know what I'm saying, to know that you could be in a certain spot and you're not there yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we try to reach out and we try to give as many younger producers game on that aspect, because we know we've been there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Definitely.
we've been there. We both had regular jobs. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? We
Yep.
both, you know, couldn't pay rent here and there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got paid for this and that. So
Right.
we understand, you know what I'm saying, the struggle,
Right.
you know
right.
what I'm saying, of trying to be successful. So, you know, that's what we try to instill in kids' minds. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an old man now. I'm saying kids' minds.
Right,
We try to
right.
instill in the kids' minds.
Nah,
you know,
I ain't gonna let you
that
go
you
OG
gotta-
on the nigga yet.
that you gotta keep going, man. You got to keep going. You
No, is
got to.
there any up and coming projects you are working on that you can talk
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Or any, like, any, you said you all have some independent artists you are working with. Just shout out anything that you are working on that you all, you know, could let us know about.
Talk about that currency shit. Cause like, I've been watching online and you know, like, you funny though. Like, you was online talking about, no, this ain't no sample, nah. This ain't no
Yeah.
or something. That's dope though. But like, so y'all just did something with currency, right?
Yeah. We just did an EP with him.
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
like 7 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curren is one of the hardest working artists in
Man,
the
come on,
industry.
man. Like,
Yeah,
he
Good. He has an
yeah.
album coming out every other month.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been blessed enough to be able to see him and Wiz kind of in their element.
Yeah.
Both of them dudes, man, are like amazing to me. man.
Absolutely.
They just good dudes that are like, I think they just benefiting from being good dudes.
Yeah. Right.
That's
right.
it.
Right.
And to be honest, man, the internet A&R that, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
To be honest, you know, because people, when we was not on Instagram as much, but on Twitter a lot, people used to be like, man, y'all need to get in with Spitter. Y'all need to get in with Spitter.
Wow.
It'd be crazy
Yeah.
y'all do a whole project with Currency. And we were just like, you know, if he, you know, allow us to do it, let's
Right.
do it. We'll at him.
We'll be
you know what I'm
honored.
saying? And,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's
but
fire.
it's just
Did y'all go to him or did he come to y'all?
He actually hit us. He actually hit us in the DM.
Yeah.
And was like, y'all playing. And I was like, we ain't
Right.
I was like, nah, man, look, go ahead and send us the email. I got you right now.
Yeah.
So he sent the email. We sent the pack over. He sent the entire project back the next day.
Yep.
Wow.
24 hours.
See, that's the benefit of too. If you when you invest in your career, like he got a dope studio at his crib,
Yeah.
night perfect vibe, everything he needs to be
Yeah.
productive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he knocked that whole project out that night.
That's
So
insane.
I saw footage of y'all like together in a room though, right? Or my
That was no, you did. That was his listening. That was the listening party for it.
That's
Yeah,
extra
in Atlanta.
dope, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm like stock going up with me every time we talk, bro. This is crazy. I love that, man. That's fire, bro.
Appreciate
Hell
it.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Like, so y'all got websites. Where can people go get?
Websites, social media
anything.
handles. Where can our listeners find you all?
Everything for us is at Nard B, NARDAND.
Yep. You want to get beats from us, Trenchwerk.com.
There it is.
Trenchwerk.com for the
Yeah.
beats.
Yeah. Also that merch, cause these shirts fire.
Oh
You
man,
know.
appreciate that. Yeah, the merch link will be reloaded.
Yeah, we on camera. Hey, Brian, go ahead and zoom in on that
He said-
shirt right
There
quick,
you
boy,
go.
so they can see what that is.
Yeah, they on the way.
That's fire,
No
dog.
stock on the way.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get me one, man. Get a couple over here at the
know we
spot.
got
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Sure.
For sure.
Thank y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, appreciate y'all.
We all in Atlanta together, so y'all got a home
Absolutely.
here. If you ever want to
Thank
come
you.
here and fuck with me,
Thank
let's
you.
go.
Appreciate
You know
Let's
what I'm
do
saying?
it.
Y'all boys crazy, man. So thank you, man.
That's it. Airbit Free Game Podcast.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Free Game Podcast. If you did enjoy it, make sure you subscribe to the Airbit channel right below. Just hit subscribe on the button below. Or you can go to youtube.com/airbit. You know what I'm saying? If you're feeling the podcast, make sure you share it. Let your friends know. Also, there's an audio version of the podcast. Look in the notes below and you'll see where to subscribe to that at.
Yeah.
Free Game Podcast.
Freak out.